Hi Cheryl, and welcome in your SEO Spark video audit. I hope you'll get a lot of values from it and that it will boost your organic traffic. But first, let's take a look at the domain. So domain is Lead Solutions LLC, right? So my understanding is that it's a business focusing on providing call center services, inbound and outbound, right? So I'll focus my SEO strategy toward that part. And when it comes to SEO, correct me if I'm wrong, it's a small website and you have never done any SEO efforts on this website, right? And it seems like the website is on WordPress. All right. So this means that the domain rating, domain authority is pretty low. So as we can see, we can use a free tool such as Href. So we are seeing a domain rating of 0, which is okay, which is all right. And for the information, what is domain rating? Basically, let's say it's a score that Google will give you based on your reputation, meaning based on if people online on the internet is talking about you or not, is linking to you or not. Meaning those websites have links going to your website or not. Like for instance, is Forbes.com linking to your website or not? And so on and so on. And based on a very complex algorithm, Google will give you a score from 0 to 100. I'm saying Google, but actually this is a roughly estimate because this estimate is done by third-party tools such as Ahrefs. So it's not perfect, but it gives you like a clear picture of where do you stand in comparison relative to other domains, right? So right now you have like 0 domain rating, which is okay. Like I said, it's because you have never done any SEO effort on this website. And so the idea will be to get that score up, let's say. So yeah, let's take a look at it. Let's start. All right, going back full screen. Where is my full screen? Here's my full screen. Okay. So yeah, that's for an introduction. And how I'm going to tackle it. So usually this is how I play my SEO audit in 4 steps, starting focusing and discussing keywords, then on-site SEO, everything related to the website, and then the technical part of it. So let's say the back end of the website, and to conclude the netlinking. Let's take a look at the keywords. All right, so as I said, it's a bit like starting from scratch. You are currently not ranking for any keywords except those 5, which are pretty interesting. As you can see, those are like keywords related to lead solution, being your domain name, which is great because it's an exact match. Because this means that I'm not sure on that part, but you are potentially providing also services around lead generation. If it is the case, it's definitely great, and you should double down on that keywords on the homepage, being lead solution, because the people that are looking for lead solution are actually looking for solutions that provide leads, right? So yeah, as you can see, you are ranking 4th on the homepage for this specific keyword, but also maybe you are also potentially a well-known brand, so people are not directly looking for lead generation solution, but actually looking for your business specifically, which is even greater actually. So yeah, you should double down that keyword on the homepage. That could be the first recommendation when it comes to keywords. And what I mean by double down is basically adding this keyword, lead solution, in the H1 title, the meta title, the meta description. Have more copy with that keyword on the page, on the homepage. And then also why not adding like FAQ, a frequently asked question markup, around lead generation and so on and so on. So that's what I mean by double down on this keyword on the homepage. Now, second recommendation. So the first thing I do when I start on a website is actually looking at the competition. And here for the exercise, I've identified 2 competitors that are doing well when it comes to SEO: SaaS Call Center and Ring Central. And what I've done is like extracted the keywords they are ranking for to have a great point of start when it comes to finding the relative keywords that you should target. And for this SEO audit, usually I'm creating like a Google Sheet dashboard that I'm going to share with you after the audit. And so as you can see, for instance, we can take a look at Ring Central keywords. So I've extracted 3,000 keywords for it. So quite a lot, as you can see. And the same for SaaS Call Center. And the idea here, basically, to give you the goal, this is the second recommendation, it will be to, let's say, identify, 40, 50 keywords that you'd like to target, to focus on, based on your analysis of the keywords coming from the competitors and other potential keywords. So the idea for you will be to investigate and dive into these Google Sheets and find what will make the most sense based on, in my opinion, those two metrics, being the volume, if he has a great volumes or not, and the KD. What is the KD? The KD is the keyword difficulty. Again, another measure that is gave by Ahrefs, which is a third-party tool, which is a score from zero to 100. And the lesser it is, the easier it is supposed to be to rank for that keyword. From 0 to 100, my rule of thumb is like trying to target keywords below 30 KD. Above that, it will be harder. And make some exception for keywords that really make sense. For instance, call center services definitely makes sense for you to target because this is your main, your main keyword regarding your business, right? So the idea will be for you, to analyze the keywords from those competitors, Ring Central, SaaS call center, and so on and so on. And I've also extracted on my hands some potential keywords that does also make sense, and for whom Ring Central or SaaS call center are not ranking for now, right? And so the idea for you will be to identify it. Like I said, I already put in green some that are, I think, potential winners. And also some questions such as what is a call center experience could be in one of your FAQ, being frequently asked question, right? So that will be the second recommendation. Identify your top 50 keywords you'd like to target for. So that will be the second recommendation. Identify the top 50 keywords you'd like to rank for and target. All right, now second recommendation. The second recommendation is actually linked to the first one, is the introduction of the concept of content hub topic cluster. So you've got the schema that is pretty well explained, if I can say here, and you got also the link to the article that's going to dive into explaining a bit more what is a topic cluster. But how I like to illustrate it is that think of topic cluster as like having mother pages and child pages, meaning one mother page can have multiple child pages, right? And for instance, here we can see the mother page here is like keto dieting. So you have a main page that talk about keto dieting, and then you have some sub pages, being the child pages, that talk about a subdomain of keto dieting. For instance, here, like every single fruit or vegetable are actually a subtopic of keto dieting, meaning a child page of the mother page, keto dieting, right? And the idea will be for you to do the same with your business. And I've started doing a draft of it, as you can see on the mind map that I'm going to share with you too, which is here. As you can see here. So I've created 4 topic cluster, for instance, call center services, call center outsourcing, for small business, and covering call centers. I know you potentially not providing jobs whatsoever, but it's always interesting to show Google that you're like an expert in the domain of call centers, that you have like articles and a career page when it comes to it. So this will be sending like great signal to Google, so it makes sense to have a pillar page about that. But let's say it's the least important of the 4 that are here. And so as you can see, you will have a main page call center services that will also target this keyword actually. And then some child page, so one for inbound call services, outbound, multilingual, healthcare, and so on and so on. So those are illustration, but that's the main idea. And actually I've based those topics on your business and my keyword research. So it makes sense, but feel free to adapt it to your knowledge of the business. So that will be the second recommendation. Build topic cluster based on the keywords you have identified and what makes sense for your business. And that will be really important because this topic cluster ID not only will help the user better navigate to understand, like if he's interested in one specific topic, he will clearly understand where to go about that topic, but also for Google to better have a better image, structural image of your website and better crawl it to make sure no page are left alone and being called what we call an orphan page, and that Google is not even like giving that page SEO juice, because in the mind of Google, the crawler, a page that is on the side alone and not getting links, not being well displayed on the website, it means that this page does not matter. And that's not what you want. This page matters, right? So yeah, that's the idea. And now let's take a look at on-site SEO. So regarding on-site SEO, I have a few things to say. But first, I like to remind you that when it comes to SEO, you need to think that every single page should target one specific keyword. And one keyword should be targeted by only one page. And with that in mind, each page should be really like optimized towards the keyword that it is targeting. Let's take a look at the Google Sheet again. So the first small fix you should do is like, I've realized that none of the page are getting meta description. You're getting a meta title. Oh, one second. As you can see, I don't know if you can see it well. No, this is the OG one. You're getting a meta title, but not a meta description. And the meta title is actually not optimized, right? So my first recommendation when it comes to that is really to add the meta title correctly and optimize for it, the meta description, and also H1. H1 is always the title, and you need to have only one H1 title per page. I give you this schema to show you how you should like structure your content on a page. But yeah, you should really follow it. It really matters, because I've realized that you have 11 pages and none of them are having meta description nor H1 title. So for instance, let's take for instance that page. And by the way, you can see like it's written not secure. So you have to make sure, check with the SSL plugin on WordPress to make sure that this website is secured. Secured meaning it will be HTTPS. And right now I think you are HTTP. So yeah, coming back to the H1 being the title, as you can see here, it's a H2 and it should be a H1 title. It's really important. So do that. That's already a quick win. And coming back to what I was saying, that every single page should be optimized for one keyword, I give you an illustration. For instance, the page outbound. So the keyword I have identified for it is outbound call center services, which means I actually recommend to change the URL if you want my personal opinion. I would potentially put the slug to be outbound call center services to have the keyword also in the slug. Then in the H1 title, so the title here, right? Being outbound call center services, maximizing reach. So this is like an example you can change of course, but make sure you are having in it the keyword being that one. Same for the meta title, make sure to have this keyword here and add a meta description that's also having the keywords. That will already be a great start for you. And one thing to take into consideration when it comes to meta title, it should not be longer than 55 characters and meta description no longer than 155 characters, okay? So the idea for you will be to do that for every single page that you have. So the 11 of them, H1, meta title, meta description. And that will be a great quick win already. Then I've realized you have a bug with your XML sitemap. Maybe you are not aware of what it is. You can check with the plugin you are using, which is Yoast SEO. And in the configuration, you have a way to generate a sitemap. I think it's currently already generated, but there's a bug in it. And you can check the documentation of Yoast SEO. And I think I've got it here, because I think this is a well-known issue. And go through this article. And it seems like you may be having like a white space or extra empty line or something. So check that out to fix the XML sitemap. And to explain XML sitemap like in a few words, long story short, it's also a way for Google to better understand your website, better crawl it, not forget any page that should be indexed and so on. And so it's a file that's going to list all the pages that should be indexed on your website. So yeah. And actually, while I am at it, it will be great for you to create a view on Google Search Console. You can write Google Search Console on Google and you'll find it out, which is basically your dashboard to follow up when it comes to clicks, impressions, and also help Google, again, better quality website, better understand your website, identify the potential issues quicker, and so on. And it's also a spot where you'll be able to submit your XML sitemap. You can check out, I've made actually a video on how to submit the XML sitemap on Google Search Console. It's pretty easy, it takes only 5 minutes, so yeah, you should do it. All right, and yeah, the next recommendation actually is around basically the content, the pages. As I said, you have only 11 pages. What I usually recommend is having at least 70 pages to kind of like, I don't know how to say that, but like to make Google know that you are like for real and like really building content around your topic, your niche on the internet. So that is my personal rule of thumb. Don't feel forced to do it. Not all websites do it, but that's what I think when it comes to SEO. Having at least 70 pages that are optimized and indexable for Google and related to your main topic. Then in every single one of those pages, you need to have copy. You need to have SEO text or text as a whole. And I would aim for at least having 800 words per page. For instance, I've checked the home page and it was like only 500 words. For instance, this one is like, I think 200 words, so pretty small page. The idea would be to have more content. But I don't know, you can have like FAQ, you can have like the benefits of working with you, testimonials, and so on to have really more content on every single page. And yeah, speaking of FAQ, use schema markups, which is really valuable when it comes to SEO. And I think the plugin SEO Yoast will also help you implement such a thing, such as FAQ or breadcrumb. To give you an example of what is breadcrumb, it's basically this part here to reference and to help Google better navigate between all your pages. Okay, and basically, for instance, this is, let's say, the mother page, and this is the child page we are on, and you have a link to the mother page. So this is creating what we call internal link and also giving like more SEO juice internally to every single one of your page. And you also have to create a HTML sitemap. You also have like free plugin to do so, but basically it's not pretty, it's ugly. It's like, yeah, it's a HTML sitemap. So basically it's a bit like the XML sitemap, meaning you're going to see all the pages of your website and put a link like that in your footer. And this will also help Google not forget any page on your website. And to conclude on the on-site SEO recommendation, you really need to exploit your footer, right? As we've seen, you have no links in your footer, right? Except for that fake link, and actually it's not a real Instagram link. You should really like take the opportunity to add links towards all the pillar pages that you're going to create that makes sense. For instance, on my hands, this is a side project of mine. As you can see, I have a lot of links, and which is great for SEO because the footer is going to be printed on every single page that you have. And so it's that many links, that many SEO juice that's going to go to every single page that is getting a link from the footer, So a great boost when it comes to optimizing pages that are not the home page on the website. And yeah, that was it for like on-site SEO optimization. A lot to do. I will actually focus on that part with the keywords. And I think those two are quite important for you and will help you a lot. And now let's take a look at technical SEO. But first, to be honest, I don't think this should be your focus. So out of the 4 steps, 4 pillars, it should be the least important. Because to be honest, it's like small websites, no SEO effort has been made yet, and so on. And performance, in my opinion, is the least important factor of when it comes to SEO. And also take into consideration that you're using WordPress, so your website is already quite optimized by WordPress, at least the bare minimum, So yeah, it should be enough for a start. But with that being said, this is what I will do to optimize it, because you can always optimize it. Of course, I did not have access to the WordPress dashboard, back office panel, so I cannot audit it perfectly. But usually when it comes to performance issues, especially WordPress, it's related to things with like minifying, caching, and lazy loading, optimizing images. And to do that, you can take a look at this article. So I've added the links, and only use free plugin. You don't have to pay for plugin here, in my opinion. And the idea would be for you to find one plugin that do caching for you, such as WP Rocket, or there's another one. Where is it? WP Fastest Cache, for instance, for the caching system and minifying, as you can see. And the lazy loading, do we have something? Yeah, for instance, lazy load by WP Rocket. Install, set up those plugins, and to be honest, it will already be enough when it comes to performance issue and technical issues for your website. And apart from that, I haven't seen like big technical issues. As I said, it's a small website by WordPress, potentially based on the template, so you should be fine for now. And now the netlinking. So the netlinking might be one of the most important ones for you since you are starting from scratch. And so if I was you, what I would do, first of all, I've also extracted the links that your competitors are getting. So back to the Google Sheets, you'll see here backlinks. So Ring Central backlinks. I've extracted all the backlinks we are getting from other websites and that are do follow links. And same for this one, SaaS call center. All right. So this is my first recommendation. If I was you, I would actually analyze all those links and reach out to those websites, telling them that, hey, you like what they do, you'd like to have a link on their website. Two options actually. Either you ask directly to pay for a link, to buy a link on their website, or you can propose to do a guest post. So basically writing an article on your topic on their website in exchange of a link to your website. So that's all the two options. It's like the less sexy part of SEO, I'll say, is the manual work, the dirty work you'll have to do to get backlinks. Either you can do it yourself or outsource it basically to specific agents on like Fiverr, Upwork, and so on. But be careful because there's like a lot of fraud, a lot of scam around netlinking. And my rule of thumb is to focus really on the qualitative links, such as here are like the three criteria I'll say you'll have to take a look at. First of all, try to focus on websites that are in your domain, in your niche, meaning lead generation, call center, maybe marketing as a whole would be great, business development as a whole, I don't know, but something that is related. Like for instance, if you are getting a link on a lifestyle blog, it does not make that much sense to me, right? That's the first one, the first metric. The second one will be the traffic. Try to buy links from websites that are getting traffic, right? For instance here, domain traffic, you can see those one are getting traffics, but those one are not. So maybe those one are not like the best website to request a link from, you know? And the last one, the domain rating. The domain rating matters. So the bigger the domain rating is, the better it is, of course. But since you are starting from scratch, to be honest, it's okay if you get a link from a 10 domain rating and so on, or 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, you know? So yeah, mainly be on topic, the domain in your industry, a domain that is getting traffic, and then take a look at the domain rating. So that is what I will do. You have like a lot of potential backlinks here from the extraction, as you can see. So that's a great start. And then to get some free links, you can also publish on Medium. It's free. You can publish an article and so on. And at the end of that article, link back to your website. This is what I've done for one of my personal website. And at the end of my article, as you can see, posted originally on marvinmorton.com. So you can do that as much as you want, but do it like a few times, 2, 3, 4 times, not that many. And also posting on LinkedIn. You can post on LinkedIn articles like specific within your niche articles. That would be great. And that could actually help you outbound wise. So it's a great way to start getting backlinks. Those one will be no follow because they are like links on social, but it's still a great signal to Google. So do that. And another way to get backlinks, but that is less passive, if I can say, is like setting up alerts, like social listening and interaction, just as with F5 bots, which is basically a free tool that allows you to like set up alerts on Google. So forever you can set up an alert like whenever someone writes something about call center services, you'll be notified. And like that, if it's on Reddit, you'll be able to reply to it and say, hey, if you're looking for call center services, take a look at my website, So not only is it's like giving you like no follow backlinks, but also outbound wise, it could help you get some leads, right? So that's another way. And yeah, I already talked about that using outsourced agents, freelancers on Fiverr, Upwork, or netlinking platforms where you can buy links, such as a referrer, when you can directly buy link from providers. So that was it for netlinking. And to conclude on this SEO audit, so yeah, like I said, TLDR, you should really focus on the keywords, the on-site issues, and the netlinking. Those are the three, I'll say, pillars that really matters for you at this step. Really double down on that content, optimize the few bugs that I said, especially regarding the metas, the H1, the structure, and so on. And yeah, really think of your website as a hub. Create some hubs to help Google and the user, and like that, you'll be able to rank faster on some targeted keywords. So yeah, here's what you should do and focus on if I was you in the 3 months to 6 months to come. And yeah, keep me posted how it goes. If you have any questions, I'm here for you. And yeah, have a great day. See you soon.